let's get it started. Only good energy is what we bringing. You know that I'm with it. Hey, pour another shot of caffeine. Get the cupcake like that. Caffeine and cupcakes. You were checking out the podcast. Let's go.
Hello, everyone. My name is Edward Newbins, and I'm here with Alvena Willis. We are Caffeine Cupcakes, and we are back for another episode. This is a special episode because we have a full group. We have a full group from Festival Sundiata. Actually, Festival Sundiata. Did I get that right?
Yep.
Yeah. All right. So we went through it a couple times. So they actually there's a couple names for it. So we'll let you guys. What's the official names? What's all the names that you guys go by with the group?
Sundiata Black Arts Fest is the full. And the nickname is Festival Sundiata. We as an organization are called Sundiata African American Cultural Association.
Nice. Okay. Very nice. So we are here today to discuss what the organization has been going through. Obviously, there's been a lot of organizations that have gone through the same thing as far as COVID and things of that nature. So you guys have been shut down for a little bit of time, or we guys actually shut down, or are you guys doing stuff behind the scenes? Like, how did you guys navigate through this COVID time?
Go ahead, Grady.
Well, we during COVID, generally we are a live Black Arts Festival every year. We're live at Seattle on the grounds of Seattle Center. During COVID, once the world shut down, we had to make that. It was a difficult transition of going virtual. Mm-hmm. We literally produced two virtual festivals, one in 20 and one in 21.
Okay.
So that process, it was arduous because everything had to be social distance, even while we were doing the virtual festival. The first festival in 20, we did that we knew that we were going to do it and produced it in 4 days. From the moment that we realized that we could do it, and then to completion took 4 days. 2022 was a little bit different. We did all of the production of that at the McCall Hall at Seattle Center. So, but with the social distancing, we could only have so many people in the facility on the stage. It limited significantly what we could present, and all of that was just a snippet of what you would see at a normal festival anyway, but we managed to do two virtual festivals.
Okay. Before we go too far, I just want to, maybe do a quick introduction also of your folks here. If we start off with Miss Kimberly Phillips.
Hi, everyone. I'm Kimberly Phillips. I'm from Seattle, born and raised. I'm currently living in Yakima. I am the art curator and vice president with Festival Sundiata, and I am an artist as well. That's actually how I met those guys. I entered in the contest, so I don't know, 6 years ago.
Okay, what kind of art do you do?
I do oils and acrylics, and it's just I add gems and it sparkles everywhere. It's hard to explain; you have to see it, but I like abstract art.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
And she's being modest, but she also sculpts.
And I sculpt. I forgot to
sculpt. You just leave that out. Okay.
Yeah, I just forgot it.
Okay. Nice. Yeah. Very talented. Okay. Who's up next? Who wants to go next? All right, I'll pick somebody. How about Carl?
There you go.
Yeah, I do that. I'm Carl, born and raised in Seattle, class of 1952, watched him build the Space Needle.
Nice.
Attended Roosevelt High School, Western Washington University. Didn't get kicked out of Roosevelt, though. But I handled the vendors, marketplace, approximately, I think we're up to about 97 vendors that are Black-owned.
Wow.
For this festival. And I had to cut that list down from 117. And if we hadn't shut down the website, we probably would have more. So fun time. I've been with the festival a little bit over 2 years. Excuse me, that's an inside joke. They've had to put up with me for about 10 years now. And I'm thoroughly enjoying it and working with these good folks.
Wow, that's a lot of vendors, man. So is it you guys had to shut it down just because of the time frame, or is just too many vendors, or how does that work?
Look, if you see me running down to Florida, and incidentally, we have 2 vendors from Florida
Okay.
that come all the way up here for the festival. That means I couldn't fill the spaces, so that it's a space issue.
Okay. Yeah. Nice. All right, so who's up next? We have Vincent.
It'd be me.
Okay.
I'm Vincent Livingston, and I'm originally from Brooklyn, New York.
All right.
So I have been with Festival Sundiata, I think, Roberta, what was it, 2001 or 2002 is when I came aboard with Festival Sundiata. And I used to be just a board member, then the vice president. Thank you, Kimberly, for taking that responsibility. And so I am also the treasurer and the chairperson for the entertainment committee.
Okay. You're the money man. Okay. That's a hard role, man. That's a hard role to have.
No, it's not. Just say no.
No, that's what he does.
He's good at it.
He does that well.
Nice. All right. So we have Roberta, or who's Grady going next?
I'll go next.
Okay.
My name is Grady Anthony Austin. I'm originally from Buffalo, New York. I now live here in Seattle, in the Seattle area, Kent, Washington. I came on board, I think it was 3 years ago. About 3 years. I got duped into. I had been familiar with the festival. Didn't know much of the details, but always wanted to be involved in some way. So I volunteered, and then last year came on board as part of the executive committee as the executive director of Festival Sundiata. Or, I'm sorry, the executive director of Sundiata African American Cultural Association.
There you go. All right.
It's an association. The event is Festival Sundiata.
Presents. Festival Sundiata presents Black Arts Fest and all of the above.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
Roberto Jordan, president of Sundiata African American Cultural Association. Vincent and I came on about the same time, 2001, 2002. Originally from San Francisco, came to the University of Washington to go to school, played a little football. Been up here since, and the Festival Sundiata has just been a labor of love for me ever since, and all of us are all volunteers. So there's nobody getting paid, and we're volunteering our time and love to the community, and that's why we put on such a great event.
Nice. Now, how big is the festival?
Well, before we ask that question, I have a question. I need to know about the background. For those of us who don't know why did y'all start this association? Why do we need this in Seattle? What's the roots?
The roots are Seattle Center wanted a cultural festival there, and it essentially started there where percentage wise the amount of African Americans within I think the highest it's been maybe was 10%, and so with Sundiata, essentially what we're doing is we're giving the people here a glimpse into the culture of people of African descent. Other people culturally aware of us and our culture, so that they can get and all they do is they get a little snippet of it. We're important because we've had an area that we're predominantly living in, and the gentrification is huge. So we're making sure that people that come here know that there's some Black folks here, number one, It turns into a family reunion of another set. So there are people that get here, leave, come back, and they know that every year they can come to Festival Sundiata and see their old classmates, see their old friends. Some people eat their own family, and so we're important in that aspect, and want to let folks know that we are here, we do exist, and Seattle is our home. And some of this Black love, you can come get some of it if you have any questions about our food, our history, our cuisine, and come. So we're very intentional when the festival is an all Black festival, right? So 24 festivals is called Festal at the Seattle Center. All these different personalities and groups are giving everybody a taste of their culture. So with us, very intentional that everything's Black. All of our vendors are Black. All of our acts are Black. All the art is Black. We talk about Black history. All that everything's Black, and that's intentional. It's not anything against anybody else, but we want you to learn about us.
Right. Nice.
Thank you. All right, Edward, you can have now.
Oh no, I mean, you touched on it. I heard. I mean, I know the festival's pretty big, but I don't know if people really recognize how big the festival is. Like, how big is a festival in relation to other festivals in Seattle area or in Washington?
I would say for the weekend, we draw about 20,000 people that are coming. We have the one of the best venues in the world, which is the Seattle Center. It was the World's Fair in 1962. And so we've got 2 stages. Carl told you about the vendors. And throughout we have exhibits that are going throughout. We have a place that's called the 50th Plaza. So there'll be fire engines out. There'll be a fire engine out there because they're recruiting. They're trying to get some Black folks will be out there recruiting. The our transit system is called Metro. And so they'll have a bus out there this year, of course, Black Lives Matter bus that'll be there. We've got some vendors there that have little electric rides that you can sit on a donkey, you can sit on a horse or whatever else and be able to ride. And so we take over the whole campus essentially. And so it gets to be pretty huge. So there's some that are bigger than us, Folk Life and Bumper Shoot that are out there, and but for us, culturally speaking, we're probably the biggest in Seattle.
Okay,
we're
nice.
Definitely the biggest at Seattle Center. Out of the events that are there.
And the Bumper Shoot is a paid event. So Festival Sundiata is the second largest hosted festival at the Seattle Center. Folk Life is first, and then we're right there. So the rest of the festivals do a good job, but they don't. We have people coming from everywhere, just like I said, Florida.
Yeah,
I would be up there with my products. Maybe not this year, but next year.
Now you mentioned, I heard you say pay. Now is the festival free?
Absolutely,
it's free. Okay, that's good to know.
How do we get involved if you want to be a part of it as an artist or a dancer, or all of the different ways that we create? How does one get involved?
Well, you go to our website, which is www.festivalsundiata.org, and you would fill out an application, whether it's if you want to be a vendor, if you want to be a volunteer, or if you want to be an entertainer. So that's how you become part of it.
What kind of acts are you guys going to have this year, like as far as entertainment or special guests or anything like that?
Okay, well, have you heard of Wale?
Yep.
Okay, so Wale will be here.
Dope. Okay,
we have the Barkays.
Okay.
We're going to have Rick James band, Stone City.
Okay.
We're going to have the Queens of Soul.
Nice.
And we're going to have Kalimba. I don't know if you know who Kalimba is, a tribute band of Earth, Wind, Fire. So,
okay.
So they'll be opening up for the art gala on Friday evening. But we also have some reggae bands and other genres of music. So come on out, enjoy.
We have a Grammy Award winning Saeed Renard, who produced Layla Hathaway's live album, so he'll be performing.
Oh, nice. Well. Okay.
And other artists like Dre Love is gonna be there. A lot of local artists who are headliners in their own right. A lot of them have traveled nationally and internationally. So we really try to pack with all of those other local artists. We also have, and one of my highlights is, other than of course we have all of these headliners, we wanted to have younger people as a part of this process. So we have a youth choir from one of the local churches that's going to be a part of this process. There's also another young lady who, correct me if I'm incorrect, Carl, she danced with the Northwest Ballet.
She's the only Black ballet dancer with the Pacific Northwest Ballet.
Yeah.
Amazing child. Grady could possibly send a video on her.
She's 11 years old. Mm-hmm. She's going to do a tribute. The dance that she did, we asked her to do it again. She did it during our.
Oh, you might have froze. Let me see.
Well, what he's going to say was she did it during our virtual festival that we had. And go ahead, pick your back.
Did I lose everyone?
Yeah, you were frozen just for a second. You're back though. We hear you.
Frozen again. All right. So she danced during our virtual, and she had people crying left and right, and it's very, very touching tribute that she did, and so I'm gonna have her do that again.
Okay. Nice.
We have an art exhibition, and Kimberly can probably talk about that. Black art.
Yes, we have local artists from all over Washington, Seattle, basically, and they are going to submit 8 pieces. We've had some. It's really fun because you get people that haven't actually ever really done this before. And we always highlight someone like that, and then you get the really, really good ones who's been doing it forever. And the winner will actually get $500, and they're on our next advertising show, which they'll get T-shirts, advertising on our website. It's really good publicity, and it's fun. We actually have Kalimba that's going to perform. Kalimba, I don't know how to explain this to you, but they're like Earth, Wind, and Fire. It's so fun. It's like a huge party. Nice. And then they basically are going to open up celebrating the artists, and we're going to have food and even wine, and it's going to be fun. It's really elegant.
Okay. Is the wine locally sourced? Is it from Yakima?
It's Black owned.
Black owned. Okay.
Not Yakima.
Okay. There's somebody. I think Alvena has somebody she knows Yakima that actually has a winery. One of her friends.
Yeah,
that's Black owned.
Friend. Yeah, she's Black. Yep. She looked just like me. She was basically my sister. We grew up, went to Foss High School together, knew each other since 9th grade there in Tacoma, and she moved out there to Yakima.
You've got to give us her info.
Absolutely.
We look for that.
Yeah, and I've been at the festival. I told you all before we start recording with one of your art winners. I have to call him so I could collect my half of the winnings. Aaron Allen. So that's really cool to have just seen it on the internet. I was like, oh, that's me in that art right there. Okay, cool. But
he's super talented, and just the exposure alone that the artists get. I mean, it's there. I don't know if they said earlier how many people actually are coming through the Seattle Center. It's thousands and thousands of people that are getting this exposure. So it's a good thing.
So one question I have too is because of because of coronavirus, in Seattle, we have the mask mandate. Mandate has been lifted. How is it going to be as far as, families thinking about safety coming to the festival? How's that being addressed by the city or by Seattle Center or by the festival itself?
All right, right now the city has, as you said, we've dropped the mask mandate. But if people feel that they want to wear a mask just so that they can be safe, then that's fine. That's one thing that they can do. Our festival is an indoor-outdoor festival, and
Okay.
we have the vendors are going to be inside. There's also going to be entertainment inside. The vendors are going to be outside, and there's entertainment outside. For the national acts are going to be on the bigger stage, which is outside, and so people tend to take their mask off, especially when they're outside. When they're inside, it's a large building, so it's not confining, and the roof isn't low. They have good ventilation system, and so you probably would be all right without a mask. But if you feel that you want to be safe and wear a mask, you can do that. There's a lot of vendors in there, so anybody that's got that shopping demon, you can satisfy that demon in there with all the stuff that's in there. Room enough to sit down for the stage that's inside, and so you can, if you feel unsafe, bring your mask, or you're trying to be that extra careful, no problem. But outside, I say we're inside and outside, so there's no mandate. However,
okay, nice. Then we're getting Grady's coming back in.
Okay,
I think he has some technical issues. All right, Grady, you're back in. I think you're on audio. I don't see the video, but it's okay. Can you hear us?
It's gone.
Oh, okay.
I think
all right, so yeah, I'll see if he comes back in. So Alvena, you got any questions?
Questions that I have would be probably along the lines of just over the years, what obstacles have come up, and how did Festival Sundiata overcome those? Just for those who want to start their own organizations and do this work as well.
Okay, they're not talking, so I'm going to go ahead and talk. So the obstacle is going to always be money, right? And for us, what you end up doing, you're reaching out to the public for money, you're reaching out to entities, you're reaching out to corporations, you're reaching out to those people for the money. That's always been a struggle, because as we've said, the festival is free for all to come. You walk in, you're free. You can let in the family that you're going to pay their way to Sundiata. You can bring all 20 of them down, and everybody will get into the festival. So we have to do campaigns when we're trying to raise money, and so the Carl Copeland, who is here now, has gotten to be our grant writer, and has been working diligently to get us the money so that we can put this festival on, bring in the national acts that we do. One of the things we pride ourselves on is the fact that we bring in national acts that, if you were to pay, a lot of people can't afford the money to go see $70, $80 for the tickets to go see these national acts. But we have them out there on the grass. People get there early. They stake out there. They put that blanket down. They stake out their room out there. Usually they dance right in front of the stage. But that's one of our challenges. You have to make sure that you're crossing all your T's and dot all your I's with the bureau. As for the all the insurance and all the permits and all the little things that taking care of all the little taxes and all the little things that it takes for you to make sure that everything runs smoothly, so that they don't get to come and shut you down. So we've luckily, the people have respected what the festival is and what it stands for, and we haven't had any problems with anybody losing their minds, any fights or anything else like that. It's been knock on wood. one that's been peaceful through all the years. Out of all the years that it's been going, we've never had any problems, anything else like that. The other thing is having a group of people that are committed, right? So the people that you see here committed, we've been meeting all year long, and if they're committed and everybody's doing their job, then everything runs smoothly. If it's one person trying to do it or somebody's not doing their job, then that could cause things to mess up. But as long as you got people that are committed and qualified to do what they're doing, then that helps also for us to have a successful festival. I'm sure there's more, but somebody else can probably pick it up wherever I dropped it off.
Well, yeah. One of the things was transitioning from having a festival in February to moving it to June. So that was a big transition for us. We used to have it during Black History Month, and then we moved it to Black Music Month.
Okay.
So the founders who had started Festival Sundiata back in 80s, so it's 1980 was the first year that it started. Right. So, and so it was easier to get money in February than it was to get money in June.
Why is that?
All right, the fiscal year.
Well, yes, because Black History Month, those corporations, they wanted to do their little deed,
right?
You know, so okay, I support your activities, you know, for Black History Month, but come June,
we tapped out.
So that's one of the, like I said, a large transition, the biggest transition since I've been a part of the festival that I've seen was moving from February to June.
Okay.
And then just we did have one altercation I have to bring up. It was two horses that we had.
Okay.
Part of the Buffalo Soldier color guard, and that's the only real problem we have. They did not like each other.
Oh,
and you talking about getting a whole bunch of people's entertainment or interest and getting out of the way.
Attention.
Yeah. The other thing was the biggest challenge as with the grant writing and asking for money is that they get focused on. I've already given something to something that's Black.
Yeah.
And so they don't recognize that we have more than that. And so we will see a company like Microsoft, which you guys know is huge,
right?
And we'll see it on other festivals posters. But when I send it in, their reply is we basically no. And so I had an occasion to go out, and I had some literature with me when we did a program a couple of months ago at which is a Blacks at Microsoft. And it just so happens one of the executives of marketing happened to come to the event, and I was able to have some information with them. And first there was denial, and then I showed him a Festal blanket or a brochure with other festivals on there. Wow, there was a Microsoft logo on there. Festivals, and so I handed him some literature. So we'll see what happens out of it. But that narrowness has cost us to be underserved. Vincent and Roberto have had to come out of their pocket in the past to make sure that this event stayed free, and to out of the donations to make the event go. And we would all on this board and the other 11 or 12 folks that helped. If we had to do that again, we would do it again.
What keeps you all coming back and, being so passionate about it? Are you crazy?
I'm very crazy.
I would add to it, on the last part of what your question was, Alvena, if someone wanted to start their own festival or organization like this, you would have to have an absolute love for what it is that you're doing. You all have this podcast, right? You love what you're doing. That love
Oh shoot, we lost you again.
I don't know what he's going to say this time.
There you're back.
The love. You're telling us about that. Yeah,
you're back. Yeah,
we paused on that love.
Love. The love for community is larger. In love for what you do is of the other encumbrances, doing business or having an organization. You got to have that love for people and that love that you're going to serve. Other than that, you're going to quit quickly, right? Because it's important with anything that we do, right? That we have that passion for what it is that we're doing. And I can genuinely say, before I decided to come on board, I did an assessment of what I heard from the people on this committee with this organization, the people that are volunteering, the other volunteers that a lot of times go unnamed. So shout out to all of our volunteers, big ups to them. They make this happen. We just get to be on podcasts. But that love that they all have is a wonderful thing that transcends all of those other issues that you may have.
Kimberly, please. I just want to say, Kimberly, please add to this. I want to hear.
I would like to add to it. I did not come from. I came from a different community. I didn't see a lot of Black people, although I am a Bulldog. But my circle was really small. So I actually entered into the contest and I won. And when I went to the festival, I've never seen so many Black people in one location. Not to mention, I will say Roberto was so sweet to ask me to join. When I did, I was, really happy, because you have to have a circle that's flows with this energy, you know what I mean? And we do. And that's kept me coming back. Like everybody, Vincent, Carl, everybody's just, they're so cool. So that helps when you have that. Yes. And then you go to the festival and you're like, wow, it's like he said, it's like a family reunion. It's really, really fun. And I myself personally was like, wow, my people, where you been at? So
it's cool. That's one of the things I really miss about being in Seattle is just all of the Black and African festivals that we do have in Seattle. There may not be a lot of Black people, but when we come together, and it's a beautiful thing. And I just always want to fly out there just for those. So you might see me.
Yay.
I wanted to add too, to shout out to one of you guys' volunteers, Miss Juanita Galloway, because I've known her for a long time. She actually hit me up about, so I'm actually going to be one of you guys' volunteers too. So I'm going to be helping out with video production and marketing and social media stuff. So I'm excited about that because we have a connection through one of your vendors, or through Juanita, but also Boys and Girls Club. I was at the Boys and Girls Club. So who was there when I was there?
How old are you?
I'm 47 right now. I'm 47. So I was there when Jojo Rodriguez was a basketball coach. And I used to get the hot fries across the street. And the young ladies used to get the pickles and put it in a plastic bag with the Kool-Aid. Yeah. So I was during that time. So one of you who was there during that time? Because I know when you guys were there at the Boys and Girls Club. Was that Mr. Grady?
I was the program director at Rotary Boys and Girls Club back then.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's dope. It's dope. One of my favorite events there, and this is way back. It was my first sleepover that my mom let me go to somebody else's house that I remember. And you guys had The Last Dragon playing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was dope. I still remember that.
Yeah. Wow.
I was at Rotary Boys Club when Mr. Pryor was there, and I thought I knew how to box until we went out to Wallingford, and one of the gentlemen knocked me to my senses that I wasn't going to be boxing anymore.
That's it. Yeah, so you guys.
One of the things,
small world.
Yep. I just have to add this real quick. One of the things that brings us back also are the people. They're not going to let us not bring back Festival Sundiata. We'll get all year long, every month. They want to know who's coming to Festival Sundiata, who's at, and so that's always the big mystery to them as to who's going to be coming there. Festival Sundiata before there were some paid positions in Festival Sundiata, and so the money didn't go as far. So when we took over, we decided, okay, well, we got jobs, we're doing our thing, we're all right. Let's put the money towards the festival, and so that we don't take any kind of money from it. That's when we started the national acts, and once we started the national acts up in there, the attendance went up 2 or 3-fold, right? And it's since then we've been going up and up and up with the with the national acts, and the people are not going to let us not bring the festival, the national acts in there, and not have all the stuff that's going on there. I mean, one of the highlights in there that we haven't even talked about are the drill teams.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The drill teams that come there, everybody comes out of inside, and everybody comes outside to see these young men and these young ladies put on a show.
Yeah.
Absolute and they're
is that like the baby electronets and all them? Is that the whole those
right?
Yeah, okay, my sister was part of that. Okay.
Yes, yes, them, and so that's another reason, because they're not going to let us not put on the festival, because they're on us, and it's our responsibility, and they know who we are, and they know where we live.
All right. And Grady, you wanted to tell us about the love and the heart. I mean, hopefully we can get that without it pausing on us again. Can we talk about that a little bit more?
Oh, was I talking to myself? I was.
Yes.
No, we got it. We got it.
Oh, we got it. Okay.
Yeah, he came back and said it.
Oh, okay.
In my mind, I was already saying that's a good clip right there.
Okay. Okay, we got it.
Okay.
So we got a lot of. Go ahead.
Roberto has a phrase: hard work and dedication, and that's part of the reason why I became involved. Was him and Vincent and a few other people were. Looked like they could use a little help, the little help that I could bring on board, and I've grown myself within it.
Right,
having to deal with Vincent and Roberto, and then they recruited Grady. The only one, my ally is Kim. Thank God I got Kim. They beat me up, and I enjoy it. I cherish it.
Can I have one other highlight. I don't know if you were going to talk about highlights, but I'm just excited because in my time here in the Pacific Northwest, this is something that doesn't get seen a lot. This year, we're going to have the Divine Nine that are going to be a part of the festival. That's stuff in the Pacific Northwest, you don't see a lot of Black Greeks. Yeah. You don't see their presence. Where I'm from, they were involved in churches. They were involved in the community. You always saw someone that was part of the Black Greek organization. So the Divine Nine are going to be they're going to be present. They're going to do a little something as an act for the festival. So I'm really excited about that as well. We really want to promote education.
Some people don't know Divine Nine. Can you explain that a little bit?
Well, I'm not Greek, but the Divine Nine are the 9 Black sororities and fraternities. I don't know when all the founding was. We have some Greeks on the call, but they are a major part of the Black community, and we don't see them a lot in the Pacific Northwest. They're here, but they're not really promoted a lot. So, and they're also going to be they offer a lot of scholarships and things like that. So they're going to be presenting some of that information. We also going to have HBCUs are going to have a presence there as well. We want young people to understand that the education is a part of our legacy. It's a part of it. It's not a name. It's part of the plan.
I just realized I might
Did I
have went.
pause again?
Oh no, you're good. You're good. My fault to cut you off.
No, go ahead. I'm done.
I was just thinking in my head. I just had a flashback. I was like, I always wished I went to a black college. I ended up going to Central Washington for a year. I didn't like Ellensburg. I had to leave that spot. I came back to Bellevue Community College for a couple of years, and I finally got my act together. I went to UW Business School, finished up there, and then Seattle U. But in the back of my mind, I missed out on a lot of blackness because I was born in Spokane, moved to CD in 83, 84. So I got that, which was a huge culture shock because I came from Spokane to 22nd and Yesler. That's where I lived at, and there's a lot of stuff going there's a lot of stuff going on in that area. And I told Alvena
that's a big one.
Yeah, I told Alvena that. She says, man, you got like 9 out of 10 issues from childhood.
Right.
I said, yep. But I remember, I think now that you mentioned the Black Festival or Black colleges, I think there's something I went to at Seattle Center, and there was a fair there. And I remember seeing all these Black people talking about schools. But I was so young, I didn't really understand what a Black college was. So for me, we didn't have the internet. So I was kind of like, oh, going that far away, I was a little scared, and I didn't have anybody I actually knew. But in hindsight, I kind of wish I went there for, a couple years or something.
Well, it's not too late.
Well, I've already got student loans. Unless I can get a scholarship. I'm studying computer science right now. Maybe they can give me a scholarship at one of the colleges.
That's mentorship programs as well that go through the Divine Nine. I'm not a part of it, but I do have associates and friends who are in the sororities and fraternities. I didn't go to the Black college, wish I did. Went to some great universities there in the Seattle area, Antioch, and that's in Seattle, and then St. Martin's University in Lacey. But we had to get all 4 of us together and create our tiny cohort to survive. So it's good to have these events so that all the folks that are still moving to the Seattle area can find their people and really get that strength in organization as well, have their kids be involved in all of the different opportunities that are available and have that strength. It adds to our resiliency and just having that have less of us going to jail and prison, less of us getting addicted to drugs, less kids getting pregnant early. All of these types of things are the benefits of having Black organized communities.
Right. And those fraternities and sororities, the Divine Nine, they're a part of. They've been such a vital part of African American culture.
Right.
They're a part of the fabric of our diaspora, and I think it's important that we acknowledge and promote that for younger people to see it.
Yes.
Yeah. One of the guys that we interviewed, you guys know Kun Love. He's a big, he's a big Greek guy, and I always wish when I go to his things, I'm like, man, I wish I had been part of that when I was growing up. I've always been around it. A lot of my friends are part of different sororities or fraternities, so I've got to see the culture of it. But yeah, it's just something that I know is necessary, and I know it benefits our community a lot. One question I did have, though, because I've worked with some other organizations, other Black organizations too. How do you guys collaborate with the other organizations out here that are doing festivals or also just other Black organizations? Is there a lot of collaboration going on?
Well, what we do with the Umoja Fest is my King is out there. She's running that, and that thing is huge in the area and vital because you don't have to catch a bus or anything else like that for those that are still there, and you can get there pretty easily. But they put on a great festival, and what we do with them is we allow them so they'll have a presence at Festival Sundiata, and they'll have a booth that they go through, and we don't charge them anything for the booth. They go there, they have their stuff, they market and they promote the Umoja Fest. We actually have them come up on stage and address all the people that are coming. We had a young lady there that was the princess one year, I think, and she came through and I think she did a song up there, just something so that we're before them. We're in June and they're in August, and so an idea to put on the calendar, market, for people that are from out of town that are at Sundiata, let them know that there's another event that they can come to and get some of this culture and be able. And it's also a free event to go to. And they have a lot of vendors, a lot of music, pretty much the same way that we are. And so we get on board with them and do their thing. And that's a good move for both.
Yeah, I like seeing that because I had a chance to work with them a few years ago, back in 2017, and also with the pageant when we elected the princesses. Also, it was my first time being behind the scenes on an event like that. And even Alvena, she's been a part of different programs throughout the Seattle area. All of them. Yeah. So it's really nice to see, especially the stereotype what we always hear. I know it's a stereotype, but people like to believe for some reason that we can't work together, and that's not true. We all work together. There's multiple cross collaboration going on throughout our community. Like I work with Debrina Jackson on some business training, she also does stuff with Black Dot, and I've worked with Black Dot, and we do stuff with Central Area Collaborative, and there's a lot of back and forth. There's not competition. If anything, for me, it's like iron sharpens iron. When I see what you guys are doing or what Debrina does, it's like, I need to step my game up. If I'm a volunteer for you guys, it's like, let me get some better equipment, make sure I got my stuff together. I don't want it to, because I want to add to the value that's already there and not take away. So it just I like to see it. And a lot of people don't get to hear that behind the scenes story of how we actually do get down with each other on a regular basis.
Right. Okay.
We also partner with the Nubian Festival, which is in Everett.
Okay.
It originated with Brother Roy Pleasant out of Yakima. And then when Roy passed away, the folks had migrated on the other side of the mountains, and they started the Nubian Festival for the Blacks in Snohomish County up there.
I never heard of that.
Yeah, it's been going on it's been going on about 30 years.
Okay.
And then so they come down and hand out flyers and stuff. And we also, with the Central Area Africa Town and Black Dot are also involved. And then the folks out of Tacoma, they have a heritage festival there. So we welcome them. Like Roberto says, they want a booth, a table, or whatever. We're all open.
And I think this year, for the first time, we're going to be collaborating with Good in the Hood in Portland. They're going to be coming up.
Okay.
They're coming up. 10 of them, Carl?
Yeah, they've booked 10 rooms so far.
Right. So they're up, and I'm going to make sure to go down there. And for some reason, I don't know why, but they're a week after us, and their weather is always like 90 to 100 degrees.
Yep. Oh,
right.
Crazy.
And they paid the weatherman. That's what happened.
Right.
The first time my band played down there was about 7 years ago. It was 103 degrees when we got up on that stage.
Oh,
That's the week after Festival Sundiata.
Wow,
it was crazy.
In Portland, Oregon.
Yeah, get the heat wave. Yeah.
Last year, we've also partnered with Emergency Feeding Program. We did a food giveaway last Thanksgiving. Doing that the week before Thanksgiving, we also did a food and a toy giveaway. We partnered with Toys for Tots and Emergency Food Feeding Program, and we did that actually with another partners, the Royal Esquire Club. In Columbia City. We did it in conjunction with the Royal Esquire Club at the Royal Esquire Club, which is the longest standing, as I understand it, Black-owned club west of the Mississippi. So we our roots go deep into the community.
I've done some events there with Mario Bailey when I did some photography for them when he was doing his Thanksgiving giveaway stuff. Yep. And then, I know Marlon. I know Marlon's part of that down there too. Marlon Turner.
Yeah, Marlon is the chairman of the board.
Okay.
Alvena, you were shaking your head like you've been there to the club before.
Yeah, I I have. I think I probably been to most of the clubs that play some hip hop and R&B between Seattle and Tacoma, all the way down to Lacey. Yes, because I love to dance. You have to have seen me on the stage dancing at some of these events as well, modeling in some of the artwork. Yes, it's just a big part of my life being in the area, and it's definitely something that I miss and that I always want to come back to. And I think it helped to, outside of church, not all of us attend church, but a lot of us do. But outside of church, it was a great place to come up and growing my confidence, just being able to have that stage and get involved in the leadership as well. A lot of mentoring with the other models and pageant youth as well, and just see people grow. Like, I think that's something that if that wasn't there, I think we would be a little bit lost. So it's huge. It's very, very rich culture and a space to grow in and just really feel that sense of community.
We've had modeling as part of models, fashion shows as part of Festival Sundiata. As a matter of fact, Kimberly has been the one that has produced our fashion show, and so we've done that in the past also.
I believe it. Just looking at this screen, it wasn't one of y'all. It was her.
No.
Oh.
No. I used to own a modeling agency,
I'm just
so
y'all
we collaborated together.
Beautiful man. Beautiful man.
I used to actually own a modeling agency, and I used to put on a lot of fashion shows with the art shows, collaborated together. And so why not do it at Sundiata?
Yes.
I'm surprised I haven't seen you. I would have grabbed you. I would have grabbed you.
I don't know how. I don't know how we missed each other.
Okay.
I need to swim out there. Bro, that's cool.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Edward coming out.
Yeah, I need to swim out and try to lose my COVID weight.
So ridiculous.
So, I mean, we got a lot of information from you guys. It's been a great chat with you guys. Is there anything else you guys want to share with us? Anything coming up after, what's coming up for, you already did this year, but next year planning, how's that looking? And how can we help?
We have been blessed to get some funding to put on a feel-good series in the community. And we're doing it at Martin Luther King Park, which is sometime the forgotten park until you drive by and go, oh, there it is.
Hey, I'm like, I don't know that park.
Yeah. And so it's right by the tennis center, which most people, and north of Lowe's on MLK off Walker.
Edward knows exactly where that is. Lowe's.
Yeah.
I'm at Lowe's all the time. huge park. And we were able to, ironically, the grant specifically cited parks that were underused. And so their name was there, and I think Pritchard Beach and a couple others down there. But so we've secured that. We're going to do 4 of those. When is that coming up?
May 15th is scheduled to be the first one, based on what the city permits and all that. Okay. And then July 24th, and I'll send that to both of you via email. And then August 14th and the September 11th. And Roberto I was thinking about switching that because of 9/11, but that would be a commemorative of all those folks that lost their life during that. And there is a presentation that's overlooked at that park of the Charleston 9 that got killed during Bible study. There's a nice plaque there. Okay. So we want to come and either put some permanent flowers around there or a little presentation so people see it when they're at the park. It's opposite the fountain. So those are the other type of events that we're doing, not just to do the presentation and production of Festival Sundiata, but to also do some feel-good events out in the community.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just letting Grady back in. That's good. That's good to know. So that's coming up in May. And you give us a calendar of events. We'll post that, and then I'll be working with you guys in a way to get that word out. Also, just to do more production. I got a chance to look at your guys' website, and I've seen some of the information on there. So I'm bringing that stuff together, and then I will also want to sit down with you guys and have a little bit more discussion on maybe the direction where you guys want to see in the future, as far as any advertisements and things of that nature. Spotlights on each one of you guys too, because I didn't go through the website that thoroughly yet. But just to know the history of what you guys are about too is really interesting for the public to know about too. So
I just want to say thank you all so much for being present with us today. I think this is, y'all have been around since, what you said, 1980. That's longer than I have been around. And still going strong. It's family, it's love, it's creativity, it's art, it's everything that that we're all about, and it's important for us to keep that going and make sure that everybody gets involved. I have people that I send to the websites and to the events, and they really find that it's something, if they're not involved, they find it's something that they've been missing. And a lot of folks are transplants and don't have any family in Seattle. So when they come to these events and they get to make some new connections, they really like, oh, that's what I was missing.
Yeah.
Now I feel like I'm at home.
When you just made your summation just then, there was something huge that's missing that we didn't talk about.
Okay.
And did not talk about the taste of Sundiata. And I think that's
the food.
Okay. Yeah, how we forget that.
Talk about when she's going through all the stuff. I said, "Yep, that," and she. I said,
we didn't forget the food.
How?
Taste of Sundiata.
Yeah, Black people ain't coming here for no food now. Come on,
right?
Now. You better get that in there. All right.
Yeah, you're talking about. We got frog legs and alligator tail. We got gumbo with
I love gumbo.
bacon in it.
Say less.
We have crab, Dungeness crab, mac and cheese, soul rolls, soul burritos, Seattle cheese steaks, crazy corn, all kinds of lemonades, chocolate covered strawberries.
My mouth is watering.
Don't forget the barbecue.
Roasted turkey legs, Jones's barbecue,
Jill's chicken.
Yeah, we got everything.
Oh man.
Don't we have a chicken sponsor?
Again, what?
Say it again?
Don't we have a chicken sponsor?
Zell.
I think their name's Zell.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Mr. Red. Yep.
At the festival where we have our outdoor main stage, there's a grass. There's grass that everybody sits on. Mm-hmm. At the grass, there is an alley. There's essentially a walkway that is, 300 feet long or so, kind of like a football field long. Mm-hmm. Lined along both sides of that are food vendors. And so,
by the EMP, right? The EMP's right. Yeah, yep.
Okay, yeah.
EMP, right?
No, it's right by the stage.
Oh, the center part. Okay.
Yeah.
Got you.
And they're all food vendors and all Black, and the food's all good. And so you have your choice. It's going to be, first of all, Juneteenth. We didn't talk about the day.
Right. Juneteenth
that weekend. And so it's also Father's Day that weekend. And so you want to bring your father. Bring your father. You don't have a present. Bring your dad down there. You can get food down there. You can get entertainment. Get all the stuff you want to get for him down there. Starts on the 17th, which is that Friday night in the Armory, and that's where the art steps is going to be. And downstairs, Kalimba will be playing, and that's where it's going to turn into a party. We go upstairs and look at the art that's going to be on big walls, movable walls that are right above. And so you just don't want to miss this.
No, I miss it.
Right. That's dope.
I'm gonna bring all my stomachs. Yeah, I'll be there.
You got
bring it on.
Yeah, I got an Airbnb for her, so it's like she got a space.
Right. And
ready.
They all have to-go boxes.
Oh yeah. That's important. Well, y'all, this has been great time. I know we'll talk some more and have more stuff coming out, but thank you for coming to our podcast. Like we said, we're trying to grow, and having people like you and organizations like you on our program makes us that much bigger, because it brings excellence to the table, and that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to highlight what other folks are doing in the community. Our tagline, which I always forget, but it's a shot of energy, or no, how do we do this? It's a shot of energy and a dose of sweet. That's Caffeine and Cupcakes.
Okay.
So, yeah, we try to tap in and enlighten people and give them good information at the end of the day that can, go away feeling better about the community and have more knowledge. And so you guys provided all that for us. And so we definitely look forward to supporting and putting the word out about the festival, because we know it's important and we want to highlight that. We want to continue our community to grow. And so I appreciate you guys being on our show.
All right. Thank you so much
for having us.
Thank you for having us. Thank you.
Yes.
Absolutely. And if anybody watching wants to donate their time, their money, their energy, their resources, we are accepting monies over at their website. What's the website again? You can donate any time of year. It could be February, it could be, January, or at the end of the year. It's okay. Well, they'll still, take those. If you want to, pay them double their salaries, then that's cool too. Where should they go?
The salary ain't got no salary, so you can't double free.
It's all free.
Just give the money.
Let's give them the money. Let's give them the money. Where do they go for that again? What's the website? One more time.
www. Go ahead, Vincent.
Yes, sir. www.festivalsundiata.org.
Nice.
Now, Sundiata is Sundiata.
Just send it in the chat to you, Alvena.
Got it. Thank you so much. I appreciate
we'll post everything. Yep, we'll post everything. All right, y'all.
Thank you all for having us. Take care.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Bye, all. Thanks.
All right.
Y'all in June. Juneteenth.
All right. We the last ones left. We're the last of the Mohicans. So what do you think?
I think that was great. It was good to meet the folks who are behind the events. Just thinking about it, just really, had me thinking about all of the different events I've been to. I didn't know how it affected me to be a part of all of those and to attend. But, it really gave me an opportunity to show my son some things and take my brother, take my niece. They've been involved in these events as well. It's just very rich culture, gives us the empowerment, and it just feels like such a good energy. It's a vibration that happens, and that energy goes with you throughout the year, throughout your life, really. And just knowing that you have, it's like a family. It really is. It's not just an event. It's a family. You could reach out to these folks that you get to know, who look like you, who, obviously we have all our different gifts and talents that come together, and we're able to celebrate those. And, we sprinkle and we salt and pepper the earth.
I thought you were say salt and pepper the wings.
Salt and pepper on, we got to put every kind of seasoning on those. That's not just the salt and pepper. We do a little bit better than that. Some real flavor. Get on those.
Oh man. So yeah, I enjoyed it. I was amazed by the connections. Like we always talk about Seattle being so tiny. And it's like literally it's not even a degree of separation. Like literally I've been everywhere they've been at, and they've influenced my life from the time I moved from Spokane to Seattle. Like literally from that standpoint. And so for me to get the opportunity kind of to pay it back to the people that already supported me, it's like, wow, all right. There's no question that I would do it, but it's just interesting. The number of connections that I have with folks in the community that literally provided me the opportunity to make that segue from little black kid with no dad type of situation from Spokane coming to Seattle in the 80s in the crack era to have a safe place to go to the Boys and Girls Club, but also just to have things to do in the community that I didn't have to join the gangs. I didn't have to get involved in the drugs. I didn't have to do all those things because I could go to YMCA.
Another option.
Boys and Girls Club, yep, the different events. So those definitely allowed us to feel, have a community, like you said, have a family.
And a place to express whatever it is that you have inside of you, because it's art. It's so much art and creativity involved that you're able to really tap into those. And there's a space where you can showcase that and receive all the love and also, even, start your business and make some monies as well, because, we need that to survive as well.
Yeah, get those vendors, get that dollar. So yeah, I think it was great. I think it was a great way to. I think I was the biggest group so far. We had yeah. Had everybody.
Thanks for inviting me to the show.
Yeah.
Reminding me what all the things that I miss about Seattle. Definitely my favorite things about Seattle and Seattle area. I just say Seattle since I'm all the way over here, but
Yeah.
Thank you. See you later.
Yep. We'll be putting out more information about Festival Sundiata. We'll be doing more of that, and stay tuned because I'm actually going to be managing their social media and doing some marketing with them. So that's exciting, but I'll definitely be sharing that back and forth. And yeah. All right.
I'm moving back. It's like, bye.
Bye.
If you want to free your mind and have that positive energy, you'll find it's a place that's full of joy. Because we laugh and have fun, and we learn how to stay healthy. If you want to keep your energy high, tune in to Caffeine, Cupcakes, and Cupcakes.